Injecting hopium particles. Mecha BREAK needs your help. We as a small community need more positive as well as objectively critical and helpful content creators on Mecha BREAK, especially on YouTube. The devs have showed their hand that they're a small skeleton crew of passionate developers wearing many hats to perform many roles to keep them going, and here's a screenshot. A small group of us who still deeply care about this game chose to stay and form the new ground crew. Every one of us is wearing multiple hats right now, but our goal is simple. Mecha BREAK is something we poured our hearts into, and we're not about to walk away with regrets. We want to make this game better. So with that being said, they're going to need help, as Hisuya points out. To all players who want this game to succeed, have a good PC or system, and have some time to waste, please try uploading clips of the game on social media platforms such as TikTok. Especially moments you find funny, or maybe moments that you find interesting, whether it be a covert ops run or argument in match. The developers don't have manpower to advertise for themselves at the moment, and there's a lack of content in the game right now. So only like 3 to 5k people even know it still exists. We don't have a Jinxie to save us all on that front, so we need to just flood the market with clips, good or bad. It's clear we don't have enough time with the recent announcements, so whether you're a high elo or low elo, a mash enjoyer, a pilot customizer, or even a lurker, I humbly ask that you upload any or all clips that you may have to some social media medium, preferably short form content. Exposure won't inherently save the game, but I would rather it die with 100k people at least knowing it existed rather than this. So, chances are, the budget might be tight for a new marketing push. So while we hope they make a marketing push, we can help by simply enjoying and playing the game and posting it online. We can help to be the hero that saves ourselves and Mecha BREAK, instead of waiting for someone else to save us. Show that the game is alive and enjoyable, find your fun, whether it's in MASH, Verge, Ace, custom games, photo mode, painting strikers, or more. Wherever you find your fun, that's it, that's the key, that's the secret sauce right there. Mecha BREAK is, for better or worse, a small community right now, and right now you have the opportunity to start from the ground floor to build up some serious gamer cred in supporting this game. We need more content creators that create content, things like guides, glaze edits, first impressions, etc. If you've played the game for at least a month and have tips and tricks, start posting video content because more beginner and newbie friendly guides are always in need. If you don't know what's going on with less than a month of playtime, post that too. Veterans may come in and chime in with their own tips and tricks. I've had top players say helpful things that improved my gameplay, and the best part is when you ask a question and get an answer, other people can see the answers and they can be helped by it too. I would much rather be in a world where we have 30 beginner guides on how to play Stego than a world with like 2, which is this one currently. Sure, it might meta the gameplay, but people like learning fast and doing well. That's why people eat up tier lists besides the minor few who hate watch those. Even new players coming into the game are checking out old outdated Season 0 guides. So please, more guides are in demand. There is plenty of content to make if you have the eye for spotting deficiencies and making the content. Right now there's maybe like 5 Aquila guides on YouTube, which means I'm one of the highest ranked Aquila players with a guide on YouTube. There's obviously better players, but I don't see them and their guides. And my guide is outdated technically since they buffed and nerfed Aquila since Season 2, so there's a freebie content idea. Guide videos are sort of like pay to skip but without paying, very good for the community, very free to play friendly, and people want to use guidebooks back when the game magazines of old sold them. Or Google search to outsource their time investment to see what others are doing to get better and improve, to be more respectful of their time, especially if they're busy and jazz. People like learning and feeling good playing the game. Most people either want to win or feel like they're a part of a team and not holding people back. Plus, randos watch guides and it adds exposure and traction that helps the game. Don't worry about being wrong, just worry about speaking your truth. Focus on being honest. What you know or experience is valuable, and if you're targeting it for beginners, then you really can't go wrong because they'll learn on their own anyway. The only people that would disagree with your tips are people who play a lot and have different skills and play styles, and they'll watch your videos for new tips or tricks more than judge. Chances are though, if they're the judgmental type, then they'll judge anyway even if you don't post videos. But to be honest, those high flight hour players probably aren't watching beginners guides unless they want to pick up a new striker with varying perspectives. The real skillful players look at everything with a beginner's mindset, test it out for themselves, see what situations things apply in, and use what they can to win or have fun. It depends on the goal really. Always remember, what's obvious to you isn't obvious to everyone else, and what you're struggling to learn can be communicated to help others not have the same struggle. If you do have some hateful comments judging on your video guides, Ask them to make their own video guide. If they don't have one, then they probably don't have the confidence or skills to make one. If they do make one, then congratulations, you just baited them into making more Mecha BREAK content. If they already have a guide that's old, ask them to update it with new information and changes, because the meta shifts with knowledge from the players as well as balance changes from patch notes. Game sense is subjective, and someone who plays only Norn will see the game completely different than someone who only plays Welkin. So your insight based on your playstyle and preferences is a unique angle and perspective. Even someone that flex picks many strikers will see the game differently than someone that mastered just one striker. So everyone's perspective is valued here. Focus on the viewers and the friends who lean into the love and passion of things you enjoy. Build connection and community, because you'll find a friend in me. Focus not on the fear that's holding you back, cautiously preventing you from experiencing another slice of a lived life. Creating things and making videos is a fun and enjoyable ARG experience on top of the game that you're already playing. Some content idea freebies. If you've played Super Mecha Champions, you can make comparisons with this game's Match Mock mode and SMC to provide comparisons and contrasts to suggest changes to make Mecha BREAK better. If you've played X-Steel, you can see the new long-term progression system that they're implementing and developing in Mecha BREAK, and use your own personal experience to suggest future changes that would make Mecha BREAK's long-term progression system much better. If you've played Dreadnought or Fractured Space, you can draw comparisons with the energy management system and HUD style with this game and offer suggestions and solutions to add optional, optimized changes to make the game better. All of the above content ideas slap a thumbnail and appeal to the fans and future game devs. Video content and opinions are a data point for the future of gaming and serve as a point of interest for humanity's culture and archival purposes. That's right, you posting gameplay and opinions helps the future and humanity. If you love a specific game for a long time, then you can draw parallels with Mecha BREAK and attract crowds from both spaces, carving out your own angle and community. If you have a degree in some studies or deep knowledge in something, you could record gameplay and voice over it with screen grabs and clips. Use Mecha BREAK as background visuals. The content ideas and creativity is endless, my guy. People can literally post clips of a potato as content. You have to be in the role and in charge to make people care and give them the background and story to make it exciting. That's real content creation with your own unique twist from your own experiences that adds something to the conversation. That's my tip. This is a streamer's side note. If you plan on being a streamer, I would highly recommend, to use YouTube as your backup VOD repository, even if you make the videos unlisted or private, and to make sure that you get your ducks in a row to avoid TOS issues. I'm not a streamer, so I'm not sure the hoops that you'd have to jump through on YouTube or Twitch or other streaming services, but there are a few active streamers I'm in touch with, and I'll gladly help connect you. Speaking of connection, I recently created an unofficial content creator Discord for Mecha BREAK. Feel free to join with links in the description. You can ask for tips and tricks or engage with other content creators. This will help grow and vibe. It's a lot faster to do things alone, but you also last a lot longer doing things together, so doors open. Some philosophy pep talk. So a little bit of my philosophy on things in terms of video creation or content creation or artistically creating anything. I don't like perfectionism, because my perspective is that life is ephemeral and vibes and emotions are ever fleeting into the nevermore moments in spite of the entropy of the universe, with obvious exceptions and caveats for the divine and jazz based on personal preferences. My videos are art pieces meant to last a month tops, like a filler thing. Slop. Opinion videos meant to last maybe a season, also slop. I don't plan on outdoing Picasso or something in terms of longevity, that's not my goal. And you can always refine your content creation workflow as you go. You get better as you go. Don't think that you're putting out perfection on the first try, or else we won't ever see your first try. Like, seriously. And it's also silly to think that you can peak on your first video if you plan to make more. Obviously, I'm not in my final form. Why would you be, right? We evolve, we're human, this is a human thing. Of all the players that played Mecha BREAK, only some of them think of making content. Of those that think about it, only some of them actually do make content. And of those that do make content, only some of them keep going. So you just gotta keep trucking. You could position yourself strategically to be a voice, especially if you're speaking your truth. Life is, for the most part, a lot easier when you're in alignment with your truth. That's another tip. I recommend speed over fidelity, and that's my own personal preference and opinion for now. And naturally, as you fumble your way, you'll get better through practice. It's sort of like a trial by fire where you forge yourself in the crucible of creation, and I do recommend as long as you're willing to accept the risks associated with such. So, Mecha BREAK content. What do you get out of this, and or if you're not self-interested, why should you do this? If you start content creation, you can improve and gain all sorts of skills as you learn and as you go, especially if you teach. And you can ask me for tips and jazz and gain a skill in doing some random stuff like video editing, formatting, script writing, audio engineering, etc. Side quests enriching life, guaranteed. Trust. You'll pick up video, audio editing skills, plug yourself into a small community to learn the ins and outs of being an unofficial ambassador or liaison for public relations, which you can definitely slap on your job resume, by the way. And you get your very own YouTube channel to be a source for whatever you like, and most importantly, gamer cred, redeemable to gamers that recognize it, because, let's be honest, real recognizes real. Having a community helps, bet, and I'll definitely help you along the way. I will say that when you start generating content and utilizing creation energy, the liturgical divine shines upon ye, and you'll be graced by the universe or the divine in a way by emulating creator energy. But that's like esoteric jazz. The long story short is that it's good for the soul as long as you are mindful of what you create and put out. Intent and consequences tend to matter here. So if you want to live a hopeful life, spit some hope. If you want to live a rageful life, spit some rage. Your words are a reflection of your inner thoughts and your inner being, my guy. The cool thing about creating things, the muse or the divine will grace your brain with ideas and inspiration, driving up genius levels of innovation and creativity. I will legit be walking or waking up from a dream with ideas. Don't worry about being cringe, leave it up. If you cringe at your own work, that means you've changed. That's a sign of growth. I always love checking out YouTube videos and YouTube channels that have their oldest videos up because it shows their journey from where they started and what they're up to now. Also, Mecha BREAK guides also get views, and if you help at least one person with one view, then you've provided a net good to society. That's right, you're helping humanity in a small way. The small goods add up and we could reach peak faster, both in-game and out of game. Also, post your videos into the Mecha BREAK's main core video section and send it to me so I can watch. Additionally, in the act of teaching, you learn too. One of the best ways to pick up skills is to start making guides or teaching others, and you'll be exposed to gaps or deficiencies in your own knowledge that helps you to become both a better person and a better player. I personally think if this game keeps pushing and redeveloping itself with iterations, it could become a net good for humanity and the gaming industry. The changes in monetization so far are really good, and it can get even better. It's a tall ask, but I'm holding on to the potential that this game could shape up to be a standard or flagship in the gaming industry that others will emulate, somewhat like how this game emulated the Warframe marketplace. So if you're not self-interested, you help humanity. If you are self-interested, you also help humanity. It's a win-win for humanity here. What's the end game? Worst case scenario, if the game goes down and you tried sticking up for something you believed in, and you can take all your knowledge and skills to other games or even other jobs, careers, or even start other non-gaming YouTube channel, the possibility is yours. I personally would rather the game go out in a bang instead of a whimper, and you can move on to the next thing with your skills and knowledge and experience. You'll at least have gameplay footage of a fonder time and memories of something peak that game devs and gamers will look fondly to as a time capsule and great reference value to help build the future conversations around mecha and gaming. This further enriches humanity and culture. That's right, as I've hinted before, slot posting Mecha BREAK content is objectively adding a non-net zero benefit to humanity. You could be a bastion for humanity by simply enjoying a game. The returns on art and a life worth living is invaluable. Trust. I'll be honest, there's a lot of Mecha BREAK fans and hopefuls looking for a sign and comeback. Plus, we love hearing opinions and takes, even the ones that we disagree with. So people will want to watch your stuff if you put the you in YouTube. If the game succeeds and does well, you get massive gamer cred for putting your skin in the game, and that builds character. You'll have options, and you can always take breaks as needed for mental health and other health reasons, or for whatever reason that you have. At the end of the day, you'll still have you, and the memories you've made along the way with the friends and community that you've helped build and shaped. That's humanity, my guy. The man who plants the seeds to never know its shade truly understands life, for we stand on the shoulders of giants, and your bloodline has so many goated ancestors. Everyone is technically a chosen one, and here I am reminding you that you can choose to be the one. Start posting, trust me, join me. Link in the description. As a closing caution, you'll probably get a lot of doom posts in your videos, especially if your videos gain traction. Just lean into the love and show concern about their statements. They'll say things like dead game, like they did in Season 0 when the servers are still up and people are still playing after 10 months in. I highly recommend leaning into love to respond in a kind manner because they might be going through some tough and weird times. Just remember that they'd make a bad doctor calling things dead early when they're not, and try to invite them into the idea that they could play and join in on the fun of the game. If you want to be spiteful, you just tell them to click on my YouTube channel, hit the videos tab, and scroll down. The game servers are still up, the game didn't die, they just left. If they still think it's a dead game, then it's probably just a personal cope for themselves rather than an aggressive one towards your love and enjoyment of the game. So, you know, that's a them problem. And as we go, here's a piece I made after I woke up legit from a dream and I came to make this. Sometimes we make art, sometimes it's just casual memories. Ideally, it's both worth it. So this is the closing outro with a short that I made. Please enjoy.
You're gonna say that you're sorry at the end of the night. Wake up in the morning.